Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater has some hands-on previews, reviews, and more happening right now as I record this, and I wanted to cover it for you. So if you're interested in getting some information, no spoilers, of course, but we're going to just cover some of the things that we know for sure. Then also I have dates for you for all the good things when it comes to reveals. We're not going to hold you too long with that, but make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you want more. Okay, so first thing I want to say is, guess what? On August 22nd, that's when the review embargoes happen. So we'll start off with this because I believe it's the most prevalent information that you want to be able to know what you're going to get out of the game. If you're somebody that's new to the series, you definitely want to check it out. If you're a returning player and you just want to be surprised, I understand. But, you know, for me personally, I want to provide all the information I can for everybody. So hopefully I will be contacting Konami soon and trying to get a one-on-one conversation about getting my hands on it because I don't have it yet. It's still a month away, so we'll see. But if I do, I'll make sure I update it. But there's somebody who does have it. And this guy, Destin, he basically is over in New York City. I was supposed to be there. I did not get to make it, guys. So I'm going to be covering this from the outside looking in. But he has hands on already at this event, which was today on the 5th of August. And then he confirms the embargo is on the 22nd. All right. 12 a.m. And so that's an interesting time. So it's really late night, but that's pretty much it. And he's a big fan. He loves the game and he's super excited. And of course, this is the official event, so you can know what's happening. And I'll kind of give you a rundown on how some of this stuff works and give you an example of more or less when you go to these events, what they look like. So this is kind of like a concept art that they put together and they released. And this is basically where you would enter, and it's kind of like Metal Gear themed. And these are some of the merchandise that they'll be selling at this event in New York. It's only for 2 days, on the 5th and the 6th. So you probably won't be able to make it there. But as you could see, my buddy Fingers here, great guy, musician, he makes a lot of music, producer. And then you have the one and only Snake. They're at the actual event. So it's a very cool thing. And then the legendary, our boss, the best, the one and the only with Fingers. Shout out to him for being there. Made the time and went to New York, my hometown, actually. This right here is the presentation room. So this is one of the things where they want to give you that feeling, and this would be so amazing to be at. I personally wish I was there. We see this is the floor with some flowers and they look amazing. And then you have the cutscene from the actual game. So you're getting first look at this scene as well as just some cinematics. You can see up top on the left, there's some people just kind of checking it out. Very cool stuff, right? So super exciting. And then the number one thing is the hands-on, everybody playing the game right now. I'm a little jealous. I'm a little bit sad, a little depressed that I didn't get to make it. I got the invite and I have the ticket. I just couldn't make it. And so instead, I'll just be here covering it with you guys. But this is it right here. Amazing for people to just get their hands on. Note that there's 2 different events. On the 5th, which was the day I'm recording this, the media and press got their hands on it, which is guys like Dustin. You can see right here, there's others, creators as well. These are the only pictures that we got from the event at the moment. And this is all media. If you look in the background, you'll probably see, you know, maybe a journalist or 2 that you might know. And of course, some people you probably have no idea who they are. But that is very cool. That is just the start. Because the second half, which is going to be on the 6th, is another day where anybody can go. If you reserve your tickets, you're capable of actually being invited to this event. And so basically, it just allows for anybody and everybody to join in, have some fun with it, and be a part of the movement when it comes to what they're doing. So it's very nice. To me personally, you know, it's exciting and interesting for them to allow the general public to get a feel for the game and see it. And so now, while the media has an embargo for them playing longer, the people who are going to just touch the game, which will be tomorrow, I'm also going to be covering as well. And I already have people at the event that's going to give me their impressions, insider information, anything that's possible. Now, the truth is, Konami has said people can take pictures of the event. They can't take coverage of the game while they play. So I'm not sure how much footage will be presented tomorrow, but I will have something, whatever's allowed, to be out there. I did want to kind of take a second and show you the actual website. All right. So this is kind of like the forecast of what's coming. And right now we're in between the New York event, which is pretty cool. And it's basically from the 5th and the 6th, and that's it. And then they're going to be doing another pop-up event. And this is going to be a very long one where they go all over, continuously doing this pop-up throughout the rest of the month in promotions for the game. Secondly, this pretty much confirms what I said before. They have to be at Gamescom because it's a week before the game releases, and this allows them to promote their game even further. So more people will have hands-on. You guys know I'll cover that. I wanted to go to Gamescom this year. I had a bunch of great interviews with people. I had to decline, and financially it's a lot of money to go so far from America over there. So I decided not to go, but this will be covered as well by me. Then the early access, which of course you guys know we'll all be playing. Hopefully you guys can enjoy it as well. You can be right here, 48 hours if you get the digital deluxe edition. That's a guaranteed. That's pretty much it. But if you rewind this conversation and we go into the 22nd, we're going to a Friday where I'm going to be also hopefully giving you the details as far as a full review and things like that. Okay? So that's the plans. And as you guys know, I have my other channels where I do reviews and interviews. So I'll also cover it with my other brands. Even though this is just a Metal Gear channel, this isn't my only channel. Just so you know, I do have other channels that cover other games. I like to play video games, right? But this is key and this is special, in my opinion, going to be one of the most fun things that we've seen in the series, as far as, wow, a brand new remake that's spectacular as far as graphically and some of the gameplay things that we've seen. It's like, oh, that looks fun. And it's definitely in the theme of Metal Gear. For example, this presentation where he knocks on the wall, he puts a magazine on the floor, then he gets behind the enemy and puts a C4 on his back, which I thought was hilarious. It's a whole sequence here. But, you know, replaying a classic in this way, I never really been into remakes as much. But now that my favorite series is here, I've become a fan now. Now I have to have this. I cannot wait. So I'm definitely going to cover it. But I wanted to kind of just touch on a couple broad things from the people who got hands-on today. They told me, and these are journalists, so they're professional and they're not allowed to spill the beans, and I wouldn't share any information that wasn't public. But they told me that they're really impressed with the game's fidelity. They played on PC. They said that, you know, as of longtime fans, they felt extremely inspired for the series, and that was the wording. And so what does that mean? I mean, they didn't give me any spoilers or any type of embargo breaking, but to me, you know, I feel that way already. I've expressed it on my streams and on my coverage that these things, at first I just thought, hey, you know, oh, cool, I'll try the remake out. But now the more I see it and the more I look into it, I'm like, wow, this is going to be such a special feeling to replay everything I know so well and have it be upgraded on all levels. So super exciting and interesting. And then another thing that somebody mentioned, they said, you know, that they want to play the multiplayer because they felt like, and this is something I asked them, I basically asked, how do you feel about the controls mechanically for the players, and will that function, how will it function for PvP, of course, like multiplayer? And they said that, you know, we will be able to share more later. The only snippets that they could share was that it does have some traditional part 3. And now you got to take that with a grain of salt. I want to protect these people and say that, like, some people have different taste, right? And some people like different things. For example, part 3 and part 4 had a slower Solid Snake. He was very, like, he wasn't that fast. And the gameplay and gunplay felt a little slower, making it more tactical. And that's a great thing, right? And that's kind of what a lot of core fans love for the multiplayer as well. But part 5, Phantom Pain, was an open world. And you can speed run like that thing, you know, Sonic speed. So I do feel, you know, this is going to be a concern as far as like what will the multiplayer end up like. And that's just something I've been thinking about. And, you know, when I get a chance, hopefully Konami will invite me, because they did not get me to this event. So I didn't get the chance to go, but hopefully I can get invited. And then when the time comes, I'll do the coverage and break it all down for you guys so you can know more or less what the game is offering and not offering. But yeah, it's just fun conversations. There's way more little details on tomorrow's video. When the public gets the hands on it, anybody can say anything. The journalists that I spoke to were trying to be careful because they don't want to break embargo. And I explained to them that, of course, you're not supposed to spoil the whole experience you played, but tomorrow people are playing it as well. They can share their opinions. So tomorrow I'm going to do a full coverage on everything, all the insider info, and give it to you guys. So stick around for that. But once again, just to kind of clarify, August 5th and 6th, these hands-on event is happening. And they'll do that again on the 15th, all the way through September. You're also getting the Gamescom on the 20th, which they'll have more stuff there. And then on the 22nd is when the embargoes go up for the reviews. So now we already have all the information we need. And then, of course, the 26th will be the release date. So there you go. All right. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Check out tomorrow's video. It's going to be a banger. I'm definitely hoping that Konami sends me some footage, you know, some new stuff, exclusive, just for you. All right. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Take care. God bless.